waking up and looking at your phone and getting on Instagram and you're like, Russian jet, then flyby, then the pole vaulting, and then Instagram. And dude, that is not a win. That just takes time, makes you feel bad. You know, you just go down.
We are very different. That's what shows up in your feed is Russian jets and pole vaulting and flybys. I've never seen any
muscle cars.
Do you get any of those, Dirt? No.
70 Chevelle cold start, F-16 takeoff, you know.
No, never seen any of them.
Come on, man, you're missing the good stuff.
Let's talk the same thing on finishing, but let's dig in a couple other things you finished because I just want to keep hitting this from different angles to help people to where they are. You had a couple painful things that you finished. $1 million in consumer credit card debt?
No, it wasn't credit card. It was house and cars and everything. I bought a few things.
Okay.
bought a few things.
So you paid all that off?
Yeah.
And what was did you feel like that was a race that God had you run, or you no, felt like you were just?
That was no race, man. That was a terrible period of my life. It was very painful. You know, the highlight reel is yes, he finished. I'm going to give you one of my phrases, and that is: execute privately, celebrate publicly. Okay, so think about that. So most people want to execute publicly. I'm restoring a 1952 Power Wagon. I got new wheels. I'm doing the executing publicly. I don't do that. I execute privately, and I'm like, look at the Power Wagon I restored. It's done, and we celebrate publicly. I'm gonna park it under these lights out here. I'm gonna have kegs on the back, and I'm gonna invite all my people. I execute privately, celebrate publicly. So with respect to the debt, we graduated from school, married my college best friend, Heidi. We went to business school, a pair of MBAs, got big jobs, P&G, I was corporate. And we bought a few things, and we ran up about $1 million in debt. 2009, got laid off, and had 2 small kids. And the world kind of stopped, if you remember that kind of 08, 09, 010 financial crisis. And everybody was like, is this the end of the United States? And the banking system was dry, and I got laid off. And we had about $1 million in debt. And so I applied after being an Army officer, an MBA, a college guy, a former soldier. I applied for a job blacktopping, and they said, do you have any experience blacktopping? And I said, no. And they were like, we're only on hiring experienced blacktoppers right now. And I wanted to do bad things to myself, very bad things. So I called my wife and I said, I've lost my purpose in this world. I have no value. And I'm thinking about wrapping things up permanently. And she said, if you do that, you will be a coward and you will be a female body part. And she said, you are neither.
A nipple. You'll be a nipple.
It was lower. So anyways, so she said, come and see me and have lunch with me. And I did. And so one of the things I would say is get out of the house. If somebody listening feels bad, get out of the house, man. Go outside, go get with someone, walk with someone, that was very painful. So I started a new journey, and we were like, we had to get out of debt. And once we aligned on that, we've always been a great team, and we aligned on that. We sold everything we had except for one muscle car, the GTO, everything. We kept the kids, the wife, and one car. And we sold everything else, all of it. And it took about 3 years. Moved into a rental property, but this is when you're, mid-30s, you've sort of graduated, you've had some life experience. To start over, completely start over back to zero, Heidi cried. I was bummed, man. It was a very painful time. But I found the Dave Ramsey program. We walked through that. And I took one of the kids with me, and Heidi watched one of the kids, and we went through this thing. And then we were just like, we're on this thing, man. And it was game on. And it was game on. And we sold everything we had. And we paid off $1 million.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you finished that.
Absolutely.
The finish.
100%. And here's the thing that I would tell you is that, like, you got to shut the devil up, right? Shut up. And so one of the ways he gets his hooks into us is financially, right? Buy the Jeep, buy the Power Wagon. Honey, I bought a bass boat. We're going to go on a vacation, and you start buying stuff. Consumerism. Next thing you know, you're struggling financially. Then someone loses a job. Then you feel a little bit bad. Then your wife starts giving you a hard time. And the next thing you know, you're in deep, right? And he's got you, right?
Yep.
Isn't there a borrower to the slave to the lender verse in there in Proverbs, right? So
borrower, slave to the lender, yes.
Right. So if you want to shut the devil up, you got, a way to do it is to get out of debt. And we were game on. And we did it. It took 3 years.
Yeah, you finished it.
Finished it.
Well, another thing of finishing, you mentioned Heidi.
Yeah.
You finished that.
Yeah.
Or got finished.
God finished it. Yep. So 3 years ago, went to work one day down to my shop, just like this, to work on my car. And Heidi had an aneurysm and she was gone. That was it. Over. Game over. Very painful. And I
out of nowhere, Christmas in the shower, kids around, boom, gone.
Done. Over. Just like that. And so I have 2 kids, both sort of college, late high school period of life. And I just did not think I was going to make it out of that. So my message to your listeners would be a message of hope. And that is, if you're in financial debt, if you don't have $1 million in debt, dude, stop. We can pay that off. We can do that. You can do that. If you still have a wife and kids and a family, you can do this. You got this, man. Come on. You got this.
You can do it.
You can do it. And so, I cried for about 2 years. I slept about, everybody grieves in different ways. I sleep. I was sleeping about 18 to 20 hours a day. And, like the song says, we sing it at the East Side, man. I love that band and those guys rock it. The Lord picked me up, turned me around and planted my feet on solid ground. Right?
Yeah.
You got to keep going. People gather around you, crossroads people, groups, small groups, grief groups, you, friends, family. Some people don't gather around you think might gather around you. That's always a little tricky. But you keep going. And when that happened, that was a gut shot, man. The $1 million was tough. Losing Heidi, extremely painful. But I can say 3.5 years later, I'm probably the best I've ever been.
Do you think you finished the grieving process? Or is it just going to stay forever and ever?
I'm going to ask you that. Do you think 3 years you're done?
Well, I've never lost.
Right.
I speak philosophically.
I understand.
I
understand.
I've never lost a spouse.
I understand. What I wrestle with 3 years, is that okay, get over this, or you're still in the process? I just spoke with a woman recently last week, and she said 3 years is not that long. On the prayer team, actually, at Eastside. And I said, well, I got a lot of moving pieces right now. And I was like, am I still grieving? And she said, absolutely. I thought it was interesting.
I think there's a line between grieving and regretting.
Yeah. I'm not regretting.
I'm not. Well, you will regret. When I say regret, I'm saying that could go on forever, because I regret that I lost her as a wife.
Yeah. But you know what? But here's the thing I'll tell you. I do say that, but what I also say is I'm deeply thankful. I mean, she was an amazing woman.
Yeah.
She was beautiful, smart, loving, a great partner, badass, and a straight up, just a great person. And I'm thankful to have had that time. I walked through the lobby of Crossroads Eastside on Sunday morning alone, and we were 4, then we were 3 when one went to college, then we were 2, now I'm 1. And I'm like, damn, it's down to me.
Right.
But you know what? I think to myself, I had an amazing life and I had a great setup. We were married for 30 years and friends for 10 before that. So, you know.
It's a horrible death. By the same token, man, I'm coming to the point where I'm grieving people who are able to finish quickly. Like the number of people who have long slides and tubes and medications and losing their minds and inability to move around. And oh, sheesh. I used to think cancer was a horrible thing. And it's a horrible thing. It is a horrible thing.
It is a horrible
thing. But I think I would take a 6-month painful death to cancer than for a decade I can't really move around at all or have anything for life.
Yeah. How about a 6-minute aneurysm?
Right. I know. So the timing is horrible. The timing is horrible with kids, and it's obviously horrible to you, but boom, boom, it's gone, and I'm in glory because we believe in heaven.
Yeah. That's right. And so what I say to myself is I'm just trying to be the light for a few more minutes on this earth for the dudes that are around me. And I'll see Heidi in heaven, and she'll be there.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
But my point is, I loved her well, and I loved her to the end, right? And we were a great team. Now, I do want to talk about women with respect to finishing. So for those of you that are out there listening, I would say, if you don't know whether you should buy that Jeep or that Power Wagon or that Chevelle or that boat, ask your wife. Your wife, your girlfriend, she knows things you don't know. Women are smart. Women have a sense of the world that men just do not have, right? Women know these things. They're very smart. They're very savvy. And seek wise counsel. Mm-hmm. Get that wise counsel from that woman that you know that will build into you and give you good counsel. Mm-hmm. That's very important.
Yeah, it is. Very true. What are you doing right now that you are that you've yet to finish?
Right now, I have five, 6 open projects right now that are big, and I think part of the reason I have all those projects is I'm a little bit running from my
personal projects, professional projects. What?
Personal.
Okay.
I'm running a little bit from my grief, a little bit. Trying to stay busy, if you will. But I have 2 cars, an Airstream, a house, a garage, 2 separate properties. You know, I'm trying to restore all of that and kind of finish that. My goal at the moment is to finish 3 of the 5 projects this year. And I'm deeply dedicated into doing that and getting down to 1 or 2 open projects.
Which 3 are you going to finish this year?
I'm going to finish the Superbird, the Chevelle, and the Airstream this year.
This calendar year?
Yes.
You're on crack. You're not doing that.
Oh, that's what
I hate to be Captain Negative here. I've seen your vehicles. I don't even know the house. I've seen those vehicles. You think you're going to get both of those done in the next 6 months?
I'm gonna work hard to do it. Maybe I'm optimistic. Maybe it's another year and a half. But my point is, I'm trying to close out some projects.
I think this is part of the problem why many of us don't finish.
We overestimate our ability to.
Yeah, we set unrealistic goals.
Yeah,
and then we just stop setting goals.
Well, this year I'd like to finish the Chevelle, the Superbird, and the Airstream. The Airstream's close. The Chevelle's close. The Superbird, it's got some work. It's a little further along than this, but not a ton. But I got help though. I got people helping me. So
you're finishing the Chevelle. What's your scope of project with the Chevelle right now?
It's frame off restoration.
It is frame off.
Yeah, the frame is being powder coated as we speak.
I knew you would do that. I was like, no, I'm gonna leave it the way it is. It's gonna do this. No. So it's a frame off, all in. Go.
Oh, it's gonna be a bad boy. Yeah, it's gonna be great. So that's at the powder coater, and that thing will be back here in maybe this week, and then we start putting it together. I'm gonna drive it in July.
Who's doing the engine? Or did
Engine's
the engine?
done.
It's done. Who did it?
It's done. I bought it. It's a.
Oh, you bought a crate motor?
No, it's just an old Ford 454.
So you didn't rebuild it then?
No.
Okay.
No, bought that. Got the body all done.
You're not rebuilding the thing with doing the body and everything. You're gonna put an old motor in the thing that isn't freshened up.
It's gonna be cool. No, it's cool. Okay. It's the motor. It's gonna.
I mean, you did like compression tests, all the crap. It's good. Okay, great.
It should be good, man.
Good.
So that'll be good. So that's close, and then the Airstream will be done. I'm moving that down to the river today. I'm moving down there and gonna have a little campsite on the river.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, doing that today. As soon as I leave here, I'm gonna go.
So it's gonna be a permanent place for you to escape on.
Yeah, it's gonna be like this, like a little, just a barn dough.
That's cool.
It'll be the barn dough on the river.
On one of those
Campsites.
campsite things. So you got to take it out during the wintertime, you're saying? Because
I'll take it out in October because the river floods in the spring, right?
Yeah, right.
So I'll take it out in October, but I'll be there for May, June, July, August, September, October. So 7 months.
So why do you think Airstream life on a river is going to suit you?
I don't know if it will.
Yeah, is it the project that you like, or you think you're saying I like a little place to retreat to? That's
both.
And you think you'll use it?
I don't know. I'll let you know. If I don't, I'll sell it. But it's cool though. The Airstream is very cool. You know, it's built like an airplane. This one I found in North Carolina, it's super cool. It's been all gone through. I'm going through it at a whole different level, and I'm gonna try it.
Well, what I like about it is I'm not cracking on your decision to do that at all. What I like about it is we can bemoan that many of us have a hard time finishing things, but equally on the other side, many of us never start things. We don't try something new.
That's right.
We don't do it. We don't do a new project.
That's right.
I was concerned that I wasn't going to finish the Jeep. I waited a long time to start it because I needed to get in a place financially where I could do the thing, but also time and everything else. But it got to a point where I said, no, I just need to do this now. I need to start this. This has been a goal of mine since I've been 19.
Yes.
And I need to just do something. And so what I love about that story is that you're going, I don't know if I'm going to like it. But I think I would like to try it.
Yeah.
Too few of us start new things.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Part of it is shuffling the deck, right? I'm just shuffling the deck, so like, just as another example. So I left Oakley and I go to the east side now. I used to go to Oakley.
That's our broadcast site of Crossroads, my day job, went to one of our sites, east side, yes.
Yes. So, but my point is I used to go to, Heidi and I used to go to Oakley. I don't go to Oakley anymore, right? Used to sit on the second floor. Now I sit on the ground floor. I just had to shuffle the deck. I never went camping with Heidi. Now I'm going camping. You know what I mean? I'm like just mixing some things up.
Yes.
Which is part of, I don't know what you want to call it, self-preservation, survival, shuffling the deck, reorganizing your life with people call it the new normal, call it whatever you want. So I'm going to try it. Yeah. It's cool though. I've enjoyed it. Those old Airstreams are cool. They're like these things. I mean, they're made here in Ohio. They're super interesting. You can do anything inside it from log home to shabby chic to metro apartment. I mean,
log home.
I mean, you can make it look any way you want inside, from a log cabin to shabby chic to a she shed to a metro apartment. The one I bought was owned by a cabinet maker for a yacht company. And so, I come from the East Coast and I'm all a New Englander and I love the whole boating lifestyle. And this thing is amazing inside. He went through the cabinet maker went through the whole inside of this thing and made it look like a salon living room of a yacht. It's cool.
That is cool. How big is it? Yours?
28 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll have you come down in your Jeep.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'll buy you lunch. Come down to New Richmond.
I'm surprised now that you haven't taken on the project of redoing a cabin cruiser. That seems right.
There's not really a lot. It is up my alley. There's not a lot of water around here, though.
What do you mean? There's a freaking river right
I'm not
out your
getting
back door.
No,
where you're gonna put your van living down by a river. What do you mean?
No, I'm a water snob. I need to be able to see like my waist and my feet in the water. I can't do the river.
But you can go up and down the river, different places.
I don't know, man. I'm a Great Lakes.
You ever been on the river?
Once.
Yeah. So you
maybe twice.
The river can be gross after a rain. It can be really, but it can be very, very clear and really, really cool.
I'm working into that. My family wants to have an intervention. They're like, Peter, you've been in the Midwest too long. We're coming to get you, taking you back to the East Coast. But no, I'm gonna try it.
Here's a gig for you. I have a buddy who used to have a cabin cruiser and he needed to get it down to Florida. Okay. So he had a friend of his drive his cabin cruiser, float his cabin cruiser from Cincinnati down to Florida, down the Mississippi River and some other tributaries. And
be cool.
That would be, if anybody's in Cincinnati and needs somebody who used to own a boat and likes adventure, wants your boat taken down to Florida.
Yeah.
Petey and me are your guys.
I'll do it.
I would love to. That would be
There's a
phenomenal.
thing called the Great Loop, and you can look it up, and it's like you go down the Intercoastal Waterway through all the Great Lakes and down the Mississippi. It's called the Great Loop. No, it's super cool. That's stuff that, I was going to do with Heidi, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm into this whole Airstream thing. So I'm going to try to finish the Airstream shortly this month. And then the Chevelle shortly after that, and then the Superbird. We're all going to roll into that and do that thing hardcore. So that's the play, man. So I'm going to try to finish 3 of the projects that I have going right now. I got 3 of the 5 big projects I have, and then I'll move into that house. And
what's going to be the biggest challenge of finishing those?
The challenge is the financial end of it, right?
Oh,
you look at it and you just think like, it's a lot, right? It just never stops. It's all the parts and the time and the labor and the help, and you're just like, I got to just keep going.
Yeah,
you got to keep going, right? Right. Isn't there a verse about starting without counting the costs?
Yeah. Don't start a tower without counting the cost.
Right. So I don't know if I counted the cost fully, but I'll be okay. But it's a gut check, right? I mean, I think you said from main stage one time, don't count the cost on your hobbies. It doesn't matter, right? This is something that gives you life. But it is ongoing. It's constant, right? Every week it's constant. I have people working for me that are helping me exclusively on my projects, right?
Yeah.
So the cost continues. But what I would say to you, going back to like your Jeep and your Power Wagon and whatever you have restored coming in your future, the thing is, really, it doesn't matter what the vehicle is. It doesn't even matter what the thing is. It's just your palette. That's your palette for life. That's how you meet other people. Remember when I said to you, you're going to think of all the people you've met through that Jeep and through this Power Wagon. And that's the palette from which you operate, where you change lives. That's your race. Mm-hmm. That's my race, right? My palette is muscle cars and kind of home construction, right? That's what I love. And I guess now an Airstream. Your palette is Jeeps and Power Wagons, right? And from there, you can be the light. And men love to be shoulder to shoulder with other men working on something. You know this.
Yeah.
Your palette is the Power Wagon. Mine's, yesterday I had 11 people at my shop, stopping by. Just people, they want community, they want to socialize, they want to see what you're doing. And you can you can help change their life in some small way. You can do it, man.
11 people. Wow, that's impressive.
Just stop by. Not really. It was very distracting. I had stuff I was trying to get done, but thank you for the compliment. But I mean, there's just there are a lot of people that are looking for something to do. And they need some people to be with and rattle around. And so that's
one of the things that I've thought would be a really fun entrepreneurial endeavor, or new endeavor, because I don't think I'd make any money from it, but there is this issue we know in our culture with men that feel lonely and are isolated
100%.
and just don't know how to connect. And I believe the reason is because women can connect just going to lunch, but men connect shoulder to shoulder, doing something together.
100%.
And what do men do anymore together? We don't build things together. We don't work in factories, putting stuff together. We don't do anything. So I think there's something.
That's right.
If something could be created, think of it as some sort of community center, YMCA, book club, automotive shop, just something where you could come as a guy and just be and work shoulder to shoulder with people. I think that if we could figure that out, that'd help a lot of guys.
Love it.
I don't know what it looks like though. I don't understand it. There's something there though.
Okay.
Because how you and I became friends.
Yeah.
You wouldn't just go, hey,
do you want to come and
find Petey and just like
sit by the pool?
Yeah, hang out.
We'll sit in the backyard,
have coffee, and have an accountability group or something like that.
Right.
No, that doesn't work that way.
On one of my cars, I have written on the dash, it says hot, fast, and dangerous. Put your balls on the dashboard. That's what it says on the dash, right? Would you rather go for a ride with me in that, or another car that says slow, quiet, and very safe.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Yeah.
Which would you want to ride in?
Well, I would like my gonads to be warm, I guess.
Yes. Hot, fast, and dangerous. This is what men want.
Yeah.
Right? And so I have an idea.
A lot of men do. There's a lot of men who are very content with
warm, safe, and very relaxing.
And multiple seatbelts and helmets, yeah.
I want to encourage, I have 4 guys that I mentor that are, alcohol, infidelity, wives that are off the tracks. These guys are in a bad space, very bad space. Hypochondria, my knee hurt, or I got this pain here. I think I have spinal cancer or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm calling in sick for a month.
Yes.
I'm going on disability. No, dude, you're fine.
Yes.
That routine.
Right.
I'd like to end with some kind of a message of hope or an action step.
Well, we're doing that right now.
But I'm just adding that thought to you if that's a good way to end. I would like to.
Well, we'll keep all of what you just said right there.
Okay.
Because I like that. But you're bringing up a really just another angle to a problem we're talking around. People have more complicated, difficult, and hurting lives than ever gets reported on.
Absolutely.
There's a, dark underbelly, a white underbelly, a bruised underbelly for the way the average person is. That's really disheartening, and you're seeing this right now.
Yeah.
With normal people.
I am attracted to men that have been through the fire. Not just men, people that have been through the fire and walked out the other side. And I'm trying to be that for people that I come across that are in the fire.
So what are you finding works for them? Before I give my opinions.
My strategy is to put hope in front of them and give them hope.
And you do that how?
I give that through encouragement and say, dude, you are being way harder on yourself than the Lord is on you. You messed up. It's okay. All of us, we've messed up.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. That's what grace is, right? That's the beauty of Crossroads. That's the beauty of Brian's home and Chuck and Kyle and Allie and everybody else. I mean, it's okay. We all messed up, but you're going to be okay. I mean, I've been through some very deep holes both in the military, financially, most recently with my family. And you come out of it. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
That's the message.
Well, and that's true. I believe that 100%. You're loved by God, period. And there is a future for you, and there is great for you. I think that is true, and many of us don't believe that, but we can't be reminded of it enough. And I also think practically much of these issues comes down to a lack of confidence, a lack of self-confidence. And you have a lack of self-confidence because you have a lack of projects you've finished. There's something that gets unlocked inside of a man when he can do something and he notices he has done something.
Yeah. I call it your first win.
Yeah. It's a win. Right.
What did you do today? So it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. What did you do today so far that was a win for you, Brian?
Yes.
What did you do?
I worked out.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Today?
Yeah.
Let's see. I worked out. I had I fulfilled my Bible reading goal for this morning.
Okay. So there's 2 wins on your,
right.
at 10. So my point is at 10 a.m. and now you're talking with me. So at 10 a.m. ish, you've had 3 wins today.
Right.
And that gives you the confidence. And like you asked me about getting out of the $1 million of debt. If you can win this today, in other words, take your lunch, don't spend any money, whatever your goals are. And you can do that 5 days in a row, you win this week.
Yeah.
If you can do that 4 times, you win this month. 12 times this year, 10 times this decade, right? Good decisions magnified equal good results. Bad decisions magnified over time, bad results.
Yeah.
Right? You know, I also exercised this morning. I had a little quiet time, a little meditation, and then I came to see you. So I got 3 wins under my belt today. Now I'm going to go see this Airstream, and I'm take it down the river. That'll be my 4th.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. It's not complicated. It's just little itty bitty wins, inch by inch.
Yeah, and I don't want to appear to speak dismissively when someone has a really chronic and diagnosed condition of depression, say.
Yes.
But generally, depression happens when we're not doing anything. Depression happens and is fed by just staying at home and staring at TV or staring at your navel and going in.
Yes.
You mentioned earlier, you got to get out.
Got to get out.
It's not just get out and see nature, but it's when we get our eyes off ourselves, get our eyes on a project or someone else.
Yes.
And then we improve that.
Yes.
We finish that. We go, huh?
Yes.
Interesting.
Right.
I did it. This is why people will say I have a goal for a 10K.
Yeah.
And they shock themselves and do it. And then they have the self-confidence to go, I think I'll do a marathon.
Yes.
Or I'm going to do CrossFit or whatever. They're feeling more confident and better about themselves because they actually did what they said they would do.
Yeah.
And if we're not doing what we said we're going to do, we're going to continue to spiral down.
Well, here's the thing. You make yourself feel bad. You make yourself feel bad, man. Don't do that to yourself. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Do those small things. And, one point of view, military is make your bed. And if you come home and you've had a terrible day, at least you come home to a made bed. That's your only win for the day. It's tough out there.
Well, there was a whole leadership book I think that was the title of it. It was by a Navy admiral.
Yeah.
Was first make your bed.
McRaven. Yeah.
Was it McRaven?
Yeah.
Because he was saying, okay, you got something done.
Yeah.
You've got the ball of motivation rolling.
That's your first
Big Mo's going on
And
here.
so what I would say to you guys, and women, I would say, waking up and looking at your phone and getting on Instagram and you're like, Russian jet, then flyby, then the pole vaulting, and then Instagram. And dude, that is not a win. That just takes time, makes you feel bad. You just go down.
We are very different. That's what shows up in your feed is Russian jets and pole vaulting and flybys. I've never seen any
muscle cars.
Do you get any of those, Dirt? No.
70 Chevelle cold start, F-16 takeoff.
No, never seen any of them.
Come on, man, you're missing the good stuff. But my point, that is not how I start my day.
Yeah.
I start my day very gently and very deliberately. And if you start your day, if you don't know where you're going and you just start your day with Facebook, man, it is a recipe for disaster.
Right.
Because you're seeing the highlight reel of everybody's fake life that they're presenting to you, right? And you're just asking to feel bad.
Yeah.
You're asking to feel bad.
Well, P, this has been great. So I think the big macro themes here for today include a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Start something.
Yep.
Start something.
Yep.
Find some people to go shoulder to shoulder with.
Yep.
And finish something. What is the thing? It may not even be that big of a deal, but it'll probably be a big deal for you and your psyche and your spiritual walk if you just finish it. That's all we got for you today.
Never give up.
Never give up.
Ever give up.
Anything else from you? Nope.
Love you.
Hey, we'll see you next. And I love you too, man. Thanks so much for making my life better and easier and giving me counsel. And now we're going to leave here. I'm going to get your counsel on my Dodge Power Wagon. We'll see you next time on The Aggressive Life. Thanks for joining us on this journey toward aggressive living. Find more resources, articles, past episodes, and more at briantome.com. My new book, a 60-day devotional called The 5 Marks for Man, 60 Days to a Powerful Life, along with all the other books in the 5 Marks library, are open right now on Amazon. Be sure to leave us a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast. Then send an email to Dirt, that's Dirt, at briantome.com to get a free Aggressive Life sticker. Find more on Instagram at Brian Tome. The Aggressive Life is a production of Crossroads Church, Cincinnati, Ohio.